Hi, everybody, and welcome to our May Ambassador Briefing. Today, we will be joined by several guests from AKF's Public Education Department. And then I will give a little update about the Kidney Action Summit that we had very recently. And after that, we will have our open-ended Q&A time. So without further ado, I will welcome the guest speakers for today.
Great, thank you, Ben. And hello, everybody. I'm Ryan Woolley. I'm the Director of Public Education, and I'm here with other members of the Public Education team. And we're going to use this call to go over, so I'll jump to the agenda here. Use this call to go over, what are the programs, what are the resources of the education team, and just kind of give you an overview of the different resources that we have to provide information about kidney disease and information specifically about nutrition and with kidney disease or becoming kidney health coach, different things that we have to offer. So I'll first introduce all the members of our team. So as I said, I'm Ryan Woolley. I'm the Director of Public Education, and then Melanie Pears, who's not on this call, but she's also part of our team, is the Senior Director of Strategic Partnerships and Education. Then we have Ria Suarez. I'll pass it to you to introduce yourself.
Hello, ambassadors. I'm Ria Suarez. I'm the Associate Director of Public Education here at AKF. It's good to see you all today.
And then Sheena Patel, I'll pass it to you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sheena. I'm the Associate Director of Public Education and glad to be here to talk to you all today. I'll pass it to Senna.
Thanks, Sheena. Hi, everybody. My name is Sana Sadiq, and I am the Public Education Specialist at AKF. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to talk to you all today. And I'll pass it to Stephanie.
Thanks, Sana. Hi, everyone. My name is Stephanie Olabara, and I'm also the Public Education Specialist here at AKF. And thank you all for joining and listening to us today.
Thanks, everybody. So here's just an overview of all the things that we as an education team work on. So we've got programs that we manage from the development process to implementing and then testing it and making sure that we're meeting the needs of people that that we're serving, and that the education content that we have out there is useful, and also to gather feedback for how we can enhance the programs that we have. So first thing is our kidney disease education, which exists on kidneyfund.org. And so we have many pages on there about specific conditions that affect the kidneys, different types of kidney diseases, comorbidities that you may have, runs the gamut, but we'll go into some more details in a minute. Then we also have our Kidney Kitchen program, which is an award-winning website for kidney-friendly recipes as well as nutrition information that we'll go into. And then we have Kidney Kitchen Pro, which is a professional-facing version of Kidney Kitchen for dietitians to use, and then create educational content that they can work with their patients with as well. We've got Kidney Health Coach, which is a free program for anybody to take and become a kidney health coach, and they can learn specific details about kidney disease and how to educate others about kidney disease. And then we also have a series of different campaigns that are corporate sponsored, and those are things that typically exist on our website, but they will be on a specific disease, for example, and we'll create a whole campaign about it to educate others about that specific condition. So we'll go into details of all of these in a minute. And I will first pass it off to Stephanie to kind of give us a little bit of an overview of our kidneyfund.org website and what's all on that site.
Thank you, Ryan. So like she mentioned, on this webpage, we have lots of different resources and health information related to kidney disease and other conditions related to kidney disease, whether it might be something like pruritus or itchy skin that some patients experience, or even rare kidney diseases like C3G or APOL1. On our web pages, we try to create different downloadables, explainer videos. Some of the videos are animated, where you can watch and learn about different kidney diseases and complications of kidney disease. And then we also do some patient interviews where they're able to talk about their experiences and their journey with kidney disease. We also have different specific content about different kidney diseases and problems that can affect the kidneys, as well as treatment options. Some of our pages are sponsored, which we'll talk about a little bit later, where we talk about different treatments that are happening.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. And information on our website is always updating too. So we
Right.
welcome you to continuously visit it and learn from all the content that we're producing and putting out there. And then pass it back to you, Stephanie.
Sure. And the last slide touched a little bit about webinars, but this slide goes a little bit more into detail about our webinar program. So our webinar program is a patient-facing live presentation related to a topic on kidney disease, and it's moderated by the ed team as well as a subject matter expert we're joined. They're about an hour long, and we talk about different topics ranging from potassium, mental health, anemia chats, or even sometimes we'll do cooking demonstrations as webinars. So you can join. They're hosted on Zoom, just like this. You would register similarly to how you registered for this webinar, and then you would join via the Zoom link, and they're free. And that first 50 minutes is content, and then the last 15 to 10 minutes we leave open for questions. So you're able to ask the subject matter expert any questions related to the topic at hand. The subject matter experts range from dietitians to social workers to nephrologists. So they're very informational, very informative. And then in case you're unable to make it, we do record every webinar and upload them to our YouTube page, as well as our kidneyfund.org website. So you can go back and play them, as well as share them with loved ones or your caregivers or anyone who you feel like the information would be helpful for.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. And now I'll pass it off to Sheena to talk about what our sponsored projects entail.
Thanks, Ryan. So I want to touch upon our sponsored projects here. Our team works on this, which includes providing educational resources and awareness campaigns, as Ryan mentioned earlier. And these are typically sponsored by pharma or dialysis companies. And it's really all about education here. Some campaign assets that we work on building out include new web pages on our website about a specific disease state. Webinars like Stephanie mentioned, and then developing different materials like fact sheets, downloadables, infographics, even curating different social media posts, and also conducting surveys and even working with focus groups to learn a little bit more about the disease state and also patient needs. And then I believe this next slide here is just an example, so you all can see a recent campaign that we did, which was all about APOL1 mediated kidney disease. And this education campaign was sponsored by Vertex, which really we wanted to help increase the awareness around APOL1 mediated kidney disease. So a few of the things that we highlighted, we talked about what this is, what the APOL1 gene is and how it is related to kidney disease and kidney damage. Who is it more likely to affect? What are the symptoms? How does someone know if they have a gene mutation? And what are steps that someone can take to prevent kidney disease from if they have APOL1 gene mutation? So that was a little bit some of the questions that we answered in our website. And then as Stephanie mentioned, we do a lot of different videos. And so for this campaign, we did have an animated video that just kind of educated individuals on a disease. And we also did 3 patient videos just highlighting patients living with APOL1 mediated kidney disease. And they turned out really great. They're very powerful. And so we'd like to, if we're able to share Amani's story, I think Ryan's pulling that up, but I hope you all enjoy it. Really helps individuals understand more about what the patient's going through and their journey with APOL1.
Yeah. All right, and let me know if you can hear the sound when I hit play.
So all of this FSGS and the actual symptoms from it came out the first week of my senior year of high school, which was crazy. Everybody was so excited, like it was the first week of school. And I actually went to the hospital for stomach pain, and they took a urine test, just, routine. They take blood, they take urine in the hospital. It was a nail biter. Like, we didn't know what it was. And I'm 17 years old. And within a year after that, that's when I got the genetic test that explained that I had the APOL1 gene. I already knew I was gonna have to live with it, but it was just a shocker that it was inevitable. Like, I had the APOL1 gene my entire life with my doctors. They were amazing. I appreciate her sitting there and breaking it down with me, because what if I didn't know anything? What if I didn't? It is important for everybody to know every intricate detail about what is going on with them, whether it be the APOL1 gene or any other gene. It was just something about knowing I was taking care of myself, and I am taking care of myself, that just settles my mind that I'm not doing anything wrong. And that's what I was feeling before. Like, I'm obese, so this is why I have the disease. So knowing that it's genetic and knowing that I'm taking care of myself makes a big difference in my mental state, because knowing about the disease did affect my mental health. I had to get into therapy and just talk about it with my family. My mom, I'm not gonna get emotional because I knew we were best friends before that, but it was just something about her being there for me every step of the way. I'll never forget one conversation we had in the car. I was going to an appointment and I'm not talking at all. And she goes, "What's the problem? Are you gonna decide to live through it or not? I'm not gonna get beat by something that decided to come about in my senior year of high school. First of all, it's rude. And second of all, I'm strong." And that's what all that I was thinking about, because I'm like, she really just dumbed it down. I think FSGS is the most disrespectful disease because it's not a lot known about it. Anyone who has someone in their family with the APOL1 gene should get genetic testing, because it's like living life blind. At least if you got genetic testing, you would have the facts of what your genes are telling you. Your genes are a story of what did happen, is happening, and what could happen. A lot of people don't even know about how prevalent the APOL1 gene is in the African American community. I felt so alone. I'm like, am I the only one that knows about this? But I'm not. And you have to find that community. And then the community has to do their job and get the word out. I mean, make APOL1 famous, okay? Because we need to know. The whole world needs to know.
The slides again. That's just an example of one of the types of things we include in an educational campaign. Just a different angle to share a message to our audience. Alrighty, and now I will pass it over to Ria to talk about our Kidney Kitchen program.
Thanks, Ryan. So Sana and I will be sharing two of our signature programs, Kidney Kitchen and Kidney Health Coach. So for those who are not familiar, we launched Kidney Kitchen back in 2019. And as Ryan had mentioned, this is our award-winning nutrition-focused website that features the basics of cooking and healthy eating with kidney disease. So this provides you with easy to understand information and resources to help you eat a kidney-friendly food and fluid plan. And why did we create Kidney Kitchen? So we heard a lot of concerns from people living with kidney disease that they face a lot of challenges in adjusting to a new normal of eating, drinking, and nutrition requirements. So We created this website and we focus on what you can eat and drink versus what you can't. And we hope that it empowers you to make positive food and fluid choices. And this platform is open to anyone with kidney disease stages 1 through 5. If you're on dialysis, post-transplant, a caregiver, loved ones, or a health professional. And I'll turn it over to Sana to talk through all of the different types of information and resources that we have.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ria. So Kidney Kitchen has a wealth of information, including hundreds of kidney-friendly recipes for all types of difficulty levels, meal types, and also dietary requirements. We also have important information about nutrition and eating for your specific stage of kidney disease. Kidney Kitchen also features resources that are available for you to download and access, which include guides, nutrient trackers, infographics, grocery pantry lists, and more. And actually today we have a new guide, which we are very excited to share, called Working with a Dietitian. And this guide was really created with the intention to learn more about how a registered dietitian can help you manage your CKD in creating a kidney-friendly eating and fluid plan that is, personalized for you. What are some things you can expect on your first visit with a dietitian, some sample questions to ask, how to find a registered dietitian that can work with you. So that's a really exciting new guide. And we also have a video library for tips and hacks for healthy eating, some cooking recipe demos, and educational webinars as well. So we really encourage you to watch these videos, view the guides, download them, and share them, and just learn more about kidney-friendly eating.
All right, so our next program is Kidney Health Coach. And I know some of you are already kidney health coaches, so thank you so much for all the work that you do as a coach. But for those who are not yet, I highly encourage you to become a coach. And Kidney Health Coach is our free community health education program. So it trains you to become a coach and educate others in your community about kidney disease. And Kidney Health Coach includes an online training course with up-to-date information about preventing, managing, and treating kidney disease. And after you complete that course, you'll gain access to our plethora of resources and materials to support your efforts in sharing kidney disease information with your community. Sana will provide a little bit more detail on what those different resources are a little later, but for the next slide, just wanted to touch on the online course. So this is a 2-hour self-paced online course. It's available in English and Spanish and is presented through 4 modules. And we also offer free continuing education credits for any eligible healthcare professionals. So if you're a certified diabetes care and education specialist, a CHES or MCHES, a nurse, registered dietitian, or a social worker, you are eligible to obtain CE credits. And we also have a photo here of our welcome kit. So I will say, until supplies last, kidney health coaches that complete the training course will receive a welcome kit. I will note that our welcome kit supplies are limited. So if you'd like to become a coach, I highly encourage you to do that now, and you'll receive this welcome kit as supplies last. So I'll now turn it to Sana to talk through our different resources.
Awesome. Thanks, Ria. So upon completion of the Kidney Health Coach course, all of our coaches gain access to the online portal, which includes a multitude of kidney-related resource materials to support our coaches' efforts in educating their community. So the first is the Getting Started Guide, which outlines some best practices and tips to help coaches get started in educating their community, hosting sessions, how to find an audience, prepare for their sessions, how to engage their audience as well. Our coaches have access to kidney disease related fact sheets, which they can download and print to share with their community in their education sessions as well. We do provide presentation slides in English and Spanish that coaches can use and adapt for their sessions, which the slides cover kidney basics, kidney disease prevention, management, and treatment. We also offer Kidney Health Coach branded virtual backgrounds like the one I have on my screen. So some of our coaches use virtual platforms for conducting education sessions. So this is a great resource that they can use and spread the word. And these are all resources that our coaches can use to meet their audience's needs, but there are many ways our coaches educate their community. And, some of our coaches utilize social media platforms, podcasts, one-on-one conversations. So it's all about what is the best fit for meeting their community and spreading information and kidney disease awareness. So some of the ways that our coaches connect with one another and AKF staff are through our private Facebook group. A private Facebook group is really a way for our coaches to build an online community. They can share their tips and ideas for helping people learn about kidney disease. They can share their successes and challenges. And then it's also a way for AKF staff to share information about upcoming events and resources, and just for all of our coaches to stay in the loop. We also have our virtual collaborative calls, which are ongoing virtual events that we have about quarterly, and we feature topics and subject matter experts to grow our coaches' knowledge in kidney disease and related topics, and empower them and have them feel more comfortable about or confident about educating their community. And we also share quarterly e-newsletters with our coaches to just inform them of new resources, events, and have them stay in the loop for all things Kidney Health Coach.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for sharing all this wonderful information. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to mention too, something that we do, we're trying to do more regularly too, is to gather, conduct formative research. So gathering information from people who are affected by kidney disease, whether or not they have kidney disease, or their family members, loved ones, caregivers, and to try and gather as much information so that the resources that we're creating and the programs that we create are patient-centered and not something that we as a team here at AKF decided that we wanted to create this resource. It's more, we're gathering that input and that feedback from people like you. And I know Ben has reached out to some of the ambassadors in the past. And so thank you for anyone on this call who's participated in any of our surveys or our focus groups and whatnot. But just, something that we will continue to reach out to, because we want to make sure that anything that we create really has your best interests and ideas in mind. And so a few recent kind of studies that we did to collect information from people and then ultimately create resources based on that information was a focus group of people with autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease, or ADPKD. And then we also did in-depth interviews to create all that APOL1 mediated kidney disease content that Sheena shared earlier. We conducted a focus group of people that have complement 3 glomerulopathy, C3G, which is a very rare condition that affects the kidneys. And then we've got a project ongoing right now to conduct focus groups of people that have experienced hyperkalemia, and we're creating an entire guide on hyperkalemia management based on the findings from that focus group. So just wanted to share that, and thank you all for any past participation in focus groups or future participation. We'd love to hear from all of you and gather ideas. And then lastly, another thing that the education does too is to share the information and the work that we do in professional conferences. So these are just a few recent conferences that the team has attended to share whether or not it's a program that we've created or some of the information that we've gathered from individuals affected by kidney disease, so that other professionals can learn from the information that we're gathering and the work that we're doing as well. So I won't read all the words here, but just to mention, we presented at the National Kidney Foundation Spring Clinicals, the Society for Public Education Conference, the American Diabetes Association conference, as well as the American Society of Nephrology. So just making sure that all of the work that we do gets shared so that it's not just something that we're doing, but also that professionals can learn from it and use it when they're interacting with patients as well. So that's a wrap up of all of the resources that we as a public education team have created and we're continuing to work on. So I'll open it up now for any questions that anybody that's listening has, or any ideas that you may have for future programs.
Well, I'll start off by saying thank you for everyone who has presented so far, and all the attendees here. The reason I asked Ryan to help out is because all the ambassadors we have are wonderful, and they're always asking for more stuff to do. And at times there are limited advocacy opportunities, but there's other departments at AKF that can have other just as fulfilling work. So I want to make sure ambassadors are aware of just a small sliver of the different offerings that AKF has. So I'd like to thank everyone from the education department for volunteering with us today. And then I'll open it up, see if anybody has any questions. If you have any questions that pop up in the future, also you can feel free to reach out to me and I can forward you to the correct AKF colleague of mine.
Yes, thank you, Ben, for welcoming us and letting us tout all of the work that we're doing, and I welcome anyone that's listening in to visit our pages on kidneyfund.org, learn more about the programs that we're doing, and we have our email address listed here, education@kidneyfund.org, that our team monitors. So if you ever have ideas or you want to get involved with Kidney Health Coach, anything like that, you can always shoot us an email. We're happy to welcome any suggestions as well.
If we don't have any questions now, I'll just move on to the second portion. We'll talk about the Kidney Action Summit that we just had. We had a total of 30 people participate in the meetings, and we had 66 meetings total. I will say we used a little bit of a cheat code this year because we had State Senator John Albers from Georgia, and because he's an elected official himself and he has connections all throughout Georgia, he did 12 meetings in total. He did 3 with us as scheduled through AKF, and then he did 9 on his own. So we're lucky to have Senator Albers be an ambassador with us, and just shows that we need state senators in 49 other states to help us out. But it was good to be back on the Hill and be in person for the first time since 2019. We had sort of a record level of interest this year through all the applications, and we, through just budget constraints and just staffing constraints, we were limited in how many folks we could take, but we are considering different options and different ways to increase that participation next year. Don't have anything to unveil yet, but we are looking forward to trying to expand the event. And I think that will be it for our briefing today. We'll do the Q&A time afterwards, but for the recorded portion, I'll thank everyone for joining us here today. So thanks, everyone.